What's it been like the last few weeks to play one game a week?
It's been good for us. You know, it's been giving us a lot of time to prepare. You know, like through each in between every game. You know, a week. You know, we've been practicing a lot. So from every game, I feel like we've been able to learn something. We've been able to work on it a lot in practice. So it's been helpful for us.
Do you kind of feel like some of the football players early in the year when they're like, man, we're tired of playing against each other, we want to go out and play somebody else? Has that kind of been the feel over the last 3 weeks or so?
Yeah, you can say that, you know, but we like playing against each other. You know, it gets us better in practice, especially like doing the drills and scrimmaging in practice. It's a lot of fun for us, so we just love to be out there regardless, you know, no matter what we're doing. But it's always funner to play against other people. So whenever we can, you know, we enjoy it a lot.
Cal said last game that if players don't rebound, he's not going to play them.
Yeah.
Florida's a really good offensive rebounding team. How big of a focus has that been the last 7 days for you all?
It's been a huge focus. You know, like he been saying that to us. Like if you can't rebound, then you know he honest with us. Like you're not going to play. So that's been the big focus, just working on boxing out and rebounding, just making sure everybody crash because they're a very great rebounding team. So that's been the main focus. But even throughout the whole year, that's been one of our big focuses is just rebounding and getting better at that.
What else about Florida have you all seen on film so far?
They just a good team. You know, they hard. They play very hard, and it's not gonna be an easy game. You know, like all the other games, we got to prepare for this, like any other game. So it's gonna be a very fun, competitive game. But they're definitely a great and well-coached team.
Are you ready for the orange out and the sellout crowd and all that? The kind of the gimmicky stuff that they're going to bring to this game to the fans.
Yeah, that's what you play for. You know, they're the best. They're the best games to play in. They're the most competitive, them fun games with that type of atmosphere. So I feel like we all excited to finally play in an away game and just to see and have that experience.
It's going to be a true road game. The Louisville game was a true road game, but it really wasn't with so much blue in there. To have about 9,000 people in your back pocket the whole game, what do you think that sound is going to sound like?
Just probably loud. You know, just very loud. You know, I couldn't tell you. Probably just super loud. You know, even in the huddles, even on the court. You know, we've been practicing just talking a lot and making sure we can hear each other and we communicate because we know it's going to be very loud. And the fans are going to make a lot of noise.
Guys like Antonio Reeves and Trey Mitchell, they've played in conference play before. Have they kind of gave you guys some advice going into tomorrow?
Yeah, you know, like you said, they played in it before, so they've been talking about it, just how it's different and conference play is like, you know, it's time to lock in. You know, we've been locked in all season, but just how conference play is important and how we play games back to back to back, and like the games is closer. So even coach, you know, he been telling us now we don't got as much time to prepare, so we just gotta be more locked into practice and we just gotta focus more.
What'd y'all do for Rob's birthday yesterday?
You know, we had we didn't really have practice. You know, we got a couple shots up and stuff like that, but we just told him happy birthday and he celebrated it, so it was good.
What's the biggest thing you think this team has improved with over the last few weeks through Camp Cal, what have you, and what do you still need to get better at?
I couldn't even tell you nothing specifically. Just I say talking more, just the small things. You know, and every day we improving, every day we getting better. So I couldn't tell you nothing specifically, but we've been working a lot. You know, we've been working very hard. Just like I said, on rebound and just the small things like that, defensive principles, just all that kind of stuff. Just trying to help us become the best team we could be.
Do you think this team has come together more quickly than? And I know you haven't been here for some of the other young teams that coaches had, but it seems like you guys hit the floor running where other young teams, it took them a month, 6 weeks to figure out who they were.
I couldn't even tell you. You know, like you said, I wasn't on them teams, so I couldn't tell you how quicker we clicked together than them other teams. That's something Coach would have to tell you, but I feel like we clicked together very well ever since the summertime. You know, we just love being on the court with each other. We just love being out there with each other, and I feel like it shows on the court how much fun we have and how much we like to play.
Going back to rebounding, Goose was on our show the other day and talked about how the punishment was not fun if you didn't rebound. What was that punishment, and did you end up getting any of those?
Just practice. All the drills we doing in practice, we did a lot of rebounding drills, a lot of stuff that take a lot of hard work. So I say that's the punishment right there, just the drills we doing in practice, and everybody had to. You know, we all had to do the drills, so everybody got a little taste of the punishment.
For you personally, where have you seen your game on the court grow the most from the first game to kind of the midway point here in the season?
I don't even know. I probably just like my decision making or something, but you know, it's still a lot of room for improvement. You know, it's still a lot of improvement that I have to do to my game. So I couldn't even tell you like no specific area. You know, so we just working every day, practicing every day, just learning new things and learning new aspects of the game. But if I could tell you one thing, probably my decision making.
Is that just getting more reps over and over again, or how have you seen that improve over the game?
Oh yeah, just getting more reps, staying in the gym. You know, that's most important. Just making sure we all stay in the gym, just keep working hard no matter what. So I feel like that's the most important thing. You know, your work going to show.
Obviously, we haven't seen him, but in practice, what does it mean? You just mentioned to have another tall guy, especially going into SEC play where you're gonna probably face a little bit more size.
You know, he could help us a lot. He really can. It's not that he's just big, but he's tremendously skilled too, and that's just another weapon for us out there. And with the depth that we already have, adding a guy like him, it's just like that's another dude that the other team has to prepare for, another dude that they have to worry about.
Trey, you've played in conference play before, maybe not the SEC, but you know how competitive it can get. Have you given any advice to the younger guys going into conference play?
You know, as far as competitive spirit goes, I don't think our guys need any type of help with that. You know, these dudes come out here and compete every single day. They have that dog in them, and they're ready for anything that's thrown at them. You know. I don't think that there's much I need to tell them right now, but obviously when we're out there, it's going to be more of a in-the-moment type of thing where I have to keep them focused and centered when things may get a little loud, a little rowdy, but I think they'll be just fine.
Are you guys looking forward to the Orange Out?
Yeah, we're excited to get down there and just go compete at the level we know we're capable of. True road game for us, first one really, and you know, these dudes haven't experienced that yet. And, you know, just playing for Kentucky, it brings a whole nother level to the atmosphere wherever you go.
Have you played any of those kind of gimmicky games where they do the orange outs or, you know, color-coded type stadiums?
Yeah, I've been in plenty of them. You know, I was just telling them previously the game where I was at Texas and Beard went back to Texas Tech for the first time. That was an insane environment. There was just people were saying absolutely anything and everything. So like in an environment like that, I don't think it gets more hostile than that one was.
You've been in arena type settings. You know, Cal loves the neutral site games. Florida is going to be literally on your back.
Yeah.
Because they're so close. What challenges does that make a little bit more difficult because they're in your ear and not in the back of the room, so to speak?
You know, it makes it a little bit harder to communicate at times on the court, but I don't think that there's anything that's going to happen that our dudes can't handle. You know, something that I'm trying to emphasize to them is there's a reason for all the noise. There's a reason these people are trying to get in your head and get in your mind and mess up your game, because there's a fear of what you're capable of doing. And when you really think about it, all that so-called hate that they may be screaming, that's really love at the end of the day with how invested they are in what you're doing.
You had a pretty good game against Florida last year with 17. How are you feeling going into this season with this group that you have now?
You know, we have a lot of talented guys. I'm confident of what we can do down there. You know, being that I played them last year, it is what it is. You know, it's kind of in the past type of thing. Focus on the present, and because I've changed as a player, I've grown into more of a leadership role. But on top of that, it brings in a little bit more confidence because I'm familiar with them, and even though they have new guys, there's dudes that I've played at that they've been at different programs and transferred in. You know, but yeah, it's gonna be a learning experience for our guys, a true road game, like I said. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited to see what happens.
How difficult or different has it been, at least for the young guys, and I know you're not young compared to them, but to play 3 games in 3 weeks or 4 games in a month? It's just been game, 6 days off, game, 6 days off. What's that been like?
I mean, It's been nice. You know, you get a little bit of rest. But I mean, before that, we were getting games that were closer together. You know, now that we're getting into SEC play, it's going to be 2 games a week. Maybe lucky to get 1 rest day there, here and there. But practices are going to change up a little bit, the tempo that we're going, and it's going to become a little bit more cerebral for some guys. So that's the area that we're going to have to focus on. But at the same time, it's like we're in SEC play now. We're excited to get after it and show everybody what we're capable of doing.
Judging by Cal's comments, it feels like y'all did a lot of rebounding practice over the last week. How big of an emphasis has that been, especially against a Florida team that's really good on the offensive glass?
I mean, you're talking about one of the top offensive rebounding teams in the country. So it would be I'm gonna say a couple of different words that I'm not allowed to say, but it would be insane not to emphasize it. You know, they're big and they attack the glass every single time. So just especially after the game that we just had and we let up all them offensive rebounds, maybe it was a lack of focus, lack of discipline, whatever it is. I think coach has done a great job of re-emphasizing it in practice, and our dudes are locked in on it. So we'll definitely be ready for this game.
Have you seen any Florida film on some of their big guys? You know, how physical are they? What kind of do they bring to the table?
Yeah, I mean, we've seen not too much film, but we've seen the way that their bigs are positioned. A lot of the times on offensive, like Kai, they're not always running to the glass. A lot of the times they're already right there waiting, trying to wedge dudes underneath the hoop so they can get those log rebounds, they can get the tip outs and things like that. So it's going to be important for our guards to rebound down this game because most of the possessions our bigs are going to be caught in a fight down there right underneath the hoop where it's going to be a little bit more difficult to be in position for a rebound.
Do you think that'll make things tougher to maybe get yourself out in transition opportunities, or have you talked about how to kind of balance that?
Yeah, I mean, you got to think about it in the sense where if you're sending 2-3 guys to the glass for an offensive rebound, there's nobody getting back on defense. You know, that's an opportunity for us to get out there and run. We just got to secure the rebound first.